Greetings, and welcome to the Scientist Path video for Everstar Grove. This is a busy zone for scientists as all of the mission objectives can be scanned repeatedly to grant extra effects, such as buffs to the player or damage to enemy mobs. In addition to the 3 path missions, Exile players can also uncover an Eldan construct, receive a boon from an Eldan Statue, and solve a path-specific puzzle to open a locked door. I'll cover all of these in the order they appear following the quest route, or you can use the links in the description below to jump right to the items you need. Around the very beginning of the zone in Greenleaf Glade, you will begin to encounter clumps of tendril-like foliage known as Thrasher Ferns. These appear throughout the glade and the better part of Mistwood Forest. Standing too close to one of these will trigger multiple AoE circles next to the fern. If struck, you will take some damage and be inflicted with a bleed effect. Fortunately, your scan bot can collect data just fine while you keep a safe distance. To do so, target the Thrasher Fern and press G, or click the Scan Bot button under the Scientist Mission area in your quest tracker to deploy your bot. Then press G again, or click the Scan button in the same area to scan the fern and begin the mission BOTANY Thrasher Ferns. Once scanned, the Thrasher Ferns will drop a Thrasher Bramble Seed in a nearby area. You won't be able to pick this up immediately, but give it a few seconds and you can walk through the seed to receive the Bramble Shield buff, which grants a 50% chance when struck to deal damage back to your opponent and inflict bleeding. On my run, 3 scanned ferns completed the mission, but you can keep scanning them whenever you like to collect more seeds. Before leaving Mistwood Forest, follow the smaller northeast trail on your map to reach the entrance of the Arboretum, also known as Exo-Lab 71. Standing on the green platform here will teleport you into the lab. Once inside, look to your right to find an Eldan information construct. Scanning this will allow you to hear a progress report of the Eldan's activities in Everstar Grove. If this is your first time scanning an Eldan information construct, you will also earn the achievement More Information Than You Require. For the next mission, head toward the Blighted Glen and seek out scannable Barkblight eggs. These appear both in the open areas of the glen as well as the inside of the Blighted Tunnel. Scanning any one of these will begin the biology mission Barkblight Eggs. There are a few things that can happen after you scan an egg. First, your scan bot will trigger an AoE effect in the immediate vicinity of the egg. If caught in this, you will be hit with a poison vial effect, which causes a small amount of physical damage and reduces movement speed by 35% for 10 seconds. What happens next appears to be random. If you're lucky, the egg will leave behind clouds of Barkblight pheromones. Running through these will grant a buff which renders all Barkblight creatures non-hostile to you for 30 seconds. If unlucky, an enemy called a Barkblight biter will hatch from the egg. The biter will attack unless you have the Barkblight pheromones active, in which case it will harmlessly disappear. On my run, scanning 5 eggs was enough to complete the mission, but as with the ferns, you can keep scanning them after the mission completes if you want to. Next up is a puzzle and a locked door that only scientists can open. Enter the Blighted Tunnel and look for a red control panel about halfway through. Scanning the door control will activate the puzzle just next to it. To solve this, you need to light up all 3 of the glowing panels at once. I'm not yet sure whether this works every time, but I solved this in one click by activating the middle panel first. Once all 3 are lit, the controls will turn green and you can scan it again to open the door and access a data cube inside. The door will close again after a short time, but don't worry about locking anyone inside. There is another control on the other side of the door which players of any path can interact with to leave the area. This next item is a spoiler and isn't required to complete any of the missions, so if you prefer to find this on your own or experience the zone story first, please skip ahead now. Still here? There is a bit of flavor text in Elderroot Refuge that becomes available at the end of the second zone story arc. Look around the refuge for one of the perished living root keepers and scan it to learn more about their relationship to the Elderroot. The next mission is around the edges of Bloodbloom Vale and Fort Firestorm, but there is one more path bonus on the way there. Head deep into Bloodbloom Vale, but turn right just before you reach the main group of Firestorm enemies. The quickest path there is marked by a Dominion campfire and medical station, though you may have to fight through a few enemies to get past it. Climb the hidden trail up a hill just behind the station to discover an Eldan Statue. Scanning this will begin a friendly AoE which grants Eldan infusion to any player standing in front of the statue. This effect will increase both assault and support power by 5% for 10 minutes, and you can renew the effect by scanning the statue whenever you like. The final mission of this zone is Analysis Firestorm Fuel. Head just down the hill and into the main Dominion forces in front of Fort Firestorm. Firestorm fuel takes the form of small canisters sporting the scientist path icon. As before, scan any fuel item to begin the mission. The canisters will begin an AoE effect when scanned, but this does not appear to cause any harm to players. Instead, you can take advantage of the fuel by luring local enemies into its general area before scanning it. The explosion won't be enough to take them out, but it will cause a sizable amount of damage. 4 scans completed the goal for me, but as with the other missions, you can keep scanning Firestorm fuel wherever you find it to take advantage of the explosions. That's everything! Congratulations on mastering the flora, fauna, and technology of Everstar Grove. Thanks for watching, and see you next time!